3-minute girlfriend. Hashtag coerced contract. Hashtag forced out. Hashtag big law partner. Hashtag arrogance. Hashtag soup butch. Episode 2. The meeting room at 2 in the afternoon was like an enormous vacuum. A sealed box without a single window. Only the dry mechanical drone of an aging wall unit air conditioner filled the silence, and the oxygen inside felt as though someone had already drawn all of it out. Each time one of the fluorescent tubes flickered at the end of its life, Soyeon's optic nerve flinched. She perched precariously on the edge of a hard plastic chair and looked at nothing but her own fingers. The bandage that Seryong, the doctor, had wound so carefully around her wrist the day before, telling her, "Please do not push yourself," peeked out from the end of her shirt cuff. That white cloth was the only defense Seoyeon had right now, and the only real thing left behind by last night's illusion. Her wrist throbbed. It felt less like pain than like her body screaming at her to run from this place. "Seoyeon, are you even listening to me? You won't look people in the eye." Across the table, Director Park from HR tapped the tip of his Mont Blanc pen against the surface. That steady, domineering sound scraped at Soyeon's brain. In front of him lay a single crisp sheet of paper. The title read, "Pledge of Termination of Employment by Mutual Agreement." The title dressed it up as an agreement, but in truth it was nothing short of a one-sided execution notice. Your workers' compensation claim was denied anyway, and your performance rating this cycle is AD. From the company's point of view, we've given you every chance we could. That project that fell apart last year, you know that was all because you refused to bend, don't you? You have no idea how much your teammates suffered behind your back. That's how organizations work. One mudfish stirring up the water, and the whole pond rots. If you hold out here any longer, you're the only one who ends up looking ridiculous. Sign right now at this table, and I'll put in a special word with the CEO and make sure you get a month's salary as severance. But if you don't sign today, then we have no choice but to convene a formal disciplinary committee. You know, a disciplinary dismissal stays on your record, right? And this industry is small. You'd have a hard time getting hired anywhere else. It was textbook gaslighting. Seoyeon bit down on her lip hard enough to draw blood. The arguments Seryong had taught her the night before, phrases like petition for remedy against unfair dismissal and the Workplace Harassment Prohibition Act, flickered through her mind. But standing in front of a man with power, veins standing out on his neck as he threatened her, no voice would come. Am I really the mudfish? Was it me who made everyone's life hard? And then it happened. In her trouser pocket, her phone gave a long, heavy vibration. Not an ordinary notification. It was an emergency alert from the 3-minute partner app. Danger detected. Heart rate spike, 140 beats per minute. Exposure to extreme external pressure. User status analysis. Defense mechanisms non-functional due to collapse in self-worth. Proposed solution. Immediate summoning of a strategic aggressor to break the current situation. As if under a spell, Seoyeon touched the screen. Any other day she would have hesitated, but right now she would have grabbed even a rotting rope lowered from hell. "Excuse me one moment. I need the restroom." "Hey, I'm talking to you. Where do you think you're going?" Seoyeon bolted from the meeting room without listening to Director Park's irritated shout. She stepped into a restroom stall, locked the door, and sank down. Her hands shook so badly, she kept mistyping. Wiping at her tears, Seoyeon rewrote her keywords. Not simply someone clever. She needed a figure of power arrogant enough to look down on that repulsive Director Park and on this rotten company from far above. Partner at a top-tier national law firm. Arrogance. Cold, ruthless logic. A butch in a suit. Overwhelming physical presence. The kind of uni who destroys people with words. Keywords confirmed. Summoning a partner of Apex Predator class. 3, 2, 1. The instant blue light burst from the screen. Seoyeon headed back toward the meeting room. Walking down the corridor, she felt the air had changed. The hallway that had been suffocating only minutes ago now carried a cool, knife-edged current, as though someone had turned the air conditioning down below freezing. When Seoyeon opened the meeting room door again, Director Park was already staring across the table, mouth open, the expression drained from his face. In the seat where Seoyeon should have been sitting, a woman with presence from an entirely different dimension sat with her legs crossed. She had to be at least 5'9". A charcoal gray double-breasted suit, pressed to a razor's edge, fit her like a second skin, and the line of her throat, visible between the collar of a shirt worn under a full waistcoat, was firm and smooth. Short hair swept back with pomade, not a strand out of place, and gold-rimmed glasses catching the light with a sharp glint. She had picked up the pledge Director Park had pushed across the table and was skimming it in one hand, the corner of her mouth twisted, as though she were looking at garbage smeared with filth.
Who are you?
Outsiders aren't permitted in here. I'll call security. Director Park fumbled for the desk phone. And then, no need to call security. I outranked the partner at the law firm that handles this pissant company's business.